Coming up, an update on flood recovery from the Pike County Relief Service.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. One group in Pike County is hoping to help its neighbors recover months after flooding destroyed communities, homes, and security for many. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more from the Pike County Relief Service.
In times of trial, we look for the helpers.
We know there's a lot of people who fall through the cracks in this process, and we want to be there to help.
And when the floods ravaged eastern Kentucky in late July, they flocked into the places hardest hit, like Pike County.
While these individuals and groups came in here and they did a lot of good work, they couldn't do it all.
To continue that work and fill the gaps left behind,
Are we doing that at noon, 1?
Pike County Relief Services was created.
We welcome them and we anticipate them, we want them, but we can't sit back and let them come and do work in our own backyard.
Working to connect flood victims in the county with the people and programs needed to move forward.
Unmet need, that doesn't fix everything. That's just people getting their homes back so they're safe and secure.
Partnering with groups of local volunteers and organizations with roots in the region to offer a little hope.
You know, think of all of those people out there that we know still have unmet needs that didn't get to come, that probably have given up.
Getting the word out to make sure people know they are not out of options.
People who felt like they didn't have what they needed to finish getting their life back in order.
A project that will become permanent, setting up shop in its new headquarters off of US 23.
We're real excited about being able to really get started, and we want people to know, don't give up.
Using every penny and every person to keep eyes and efforts on rebuilding. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The outreach hosted a work session series with an agency called World Renew earlier this month, seeing an estimated $2.5 million need, which they say is only a portion of what the true unmet needs would reflect. If you still need assistance in Pike County, you can find the mission on Facebook. A group of 17 people traveled 16 hours from Millbury, Massachusetts to Hazard over the weekend. The group of volunteers say they will be staying all week, and their mission is to help churches across the country who need help with repairs. Pastor Tim Reynolds at First Baptist Church in Hazard says the group's willingness to come will allow FBC to continue hosting outside groups as they come in to help with flood relief.
They're providing a great service for our church and all of the folks that are going to be staying here. This summer, we'll have, I'm sure, over 300 people to come and do flood relief work that'll be staying here.
Pastor Tim added that the Lord's Builders Group is helping to lay flooring, build beds, and add showers to the church for people that are in town for relief work.
And it continues to be a mild night throughout the region tonight. We should be about 50 for daytime highs this time of year. We're just a few ticks past 11 o'clock, and it feels warmer than that in many spots. 52 Jackson, Hazard, Manchester, and Harlan at this hour. Still a little milder in parts of the Cumberland Valley. As we've gone through the day, we've seen waves of showers move through, and today it's not been too much out there, about 1/10 of an inch. We can handle that, but we're adding those drops to the bucket right now. Downpour coming down here in front of the WYMT studios in Hazard, and several of us are seeing that as we head now south of the Highway 80 Hal Rogers Parkway corridor. Kind of going on a little tour here right on top of London, just to the east. In fact, they're about to move right over downtown. Some heavy rain pushing through. Same thing as you head south of Hyden into Leslie County, now pushing through Perry County, and an intense little cell about to move toward places like Whitesburg and Jenkins over the next little bit, and even back up into parts of Pike County. Everything here is moving off to the south and east. We'll continue, though, to see a few of those rumblers out there tonight, but for the most part, this is the main batch moving through. We're not done, though, this week. Details on that in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Addiction and the rise of fentanyl has had an impact on children needing support from youth services. Opioids sometimes lead to unstable living situations, something that has become a bigger concern as placement issues increase in Kentucky. Hope Hill Treatment Director Stacy Baca says children that are victims of substance abuse see different homes.
With the opiate addiction, you do see an uptick in that due to things that in the family that can cause, like neglect, sometimes abuse. Even though homelessness may not be overt, but you have like a lot of couch surfing, people jumping from home to home just to have a roof over their head.
Baca also says placement has become a bigger issue since the July flood affected some hosting homes. As the mental health crisis begins to grow more prevalent among school-aged children, mental health professionals say this can lead more kids to turn to suicide. From cyberbullying to other issues at home, there are countless stressors that can cause a child's mental health to decline. But Perry County Schools District Health Coordinator Chris Rush says frequently checking in with your children, regardless of where they fall on the mental health spectrum, can show kids that it's okay to talk about their mental well-being.
There's no harm in us checking in with our students, whether we see signs or not, on a regular basis, and our own children especially. And understanding and recognizing that mental health is important and that you don't always see the signs. There's not a stuffy nose or a fever with mental health. Sometimes we just have to ask.
Like Rush says, sometimes the signs that someone is considering suicide are not always apparent. But we do have some of those signs in mental health resources for students on our website at WYMT.com. A Perry County murder suspect is expected to be arraigned tomorrow. State police say 27-year-old Troy Campbell of Hazard shot and killed 29-year-old Ryan Whitaker over the weekend. It happened outside a home on Gamble Drive. Police say a verbal altercation turned physical. Whitaker's visitation will be Wednesday from 6 until 9 at Maggard's Mountain View Chapel. His funeral is Thursday afternoon at 1, also at the chapel. A Southern Kentucky man is charged in connection to the death of a 3-year-old. State police in Whitley County say 22-year-old Jordan Taylor is facing a first-degree murder charge. They say the 3-year-old was found unresponsive yesterday in the Woodbine community. The child later died at the hospital. According to his arrest citation, Taylor invoked his Fifth Amendment right and refused to answer questions about the incident. Deputies are looking for a suspect in a Harlan County stabbing case tonight. Deputies say a woman from Lynch was stabbed multiple times. She was taken to Harlan ARH. Her name and condition was not released. No other information about a possible suspect was released. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, a new movie called Cocaine Bear premieres this week. We'll tell you about a Kentucky connection.
And keeping things warm this week while watching some scattered showers roam the region. The latest coming up after this.